Let's make pound cake. I have been craving a pound cake and I didn't know what I wanted to make. So I pulled out the old family recipe book. I've showed you guys this before. It's from, on my husband's side of the family, from a family reunion. Everybody pitched in their recipes, 1, 2, or 3, whatever they wanted. And it is dated May 18, 1975. So this book is very precious to me. And I found a recipe in this book that sounded interesting to me. I've never heard this before, and it's called Tell Your Neighbor Cake. It is simple. It uses a boxed cake mix and just a very few ingredients. So let's get started on it, okay? It calls for 1 German chocolate cake mix. You can't get any simpler than starting with a cake mix. It has everything measured out for you already. You don't have to do anything. I'm using Duncan Hines, but you use whatever brand you want or that you have. So we're going to dump this right in our mixing bowl. Then it calls for 1 package of instant chocolate pudding mix. This is the 3.9 ounce size. It's a 4 serving size, or 2 if you like chocolate pudding like I do. So let's get this put in. It's just kind of a dump and mix. There's not a lot of steps to it. 1 cup of water. There we go. And 4 eggs. I have large eggs. Typically, I have extra large. But if they're small, I would put in another one. But these are not small, on the small side. For large eggs, they're nice size eggs. And that's 4. Let me rinse my hands. And that's it. That's all the ingredients it calls for. So I'm going to get this on here. Let's put on the paddle. Now, it tells me to blend it at low speed just till I get it moist, and then blend it at a medium speed for 8 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. And if it's loud, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to keep you on here the whole 8 minutes while I mix this up. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on up. And I'm going to let this mix for 8 minutes. And then when I come back, I'm going to show you what this beautiful batter looks like, okay? Okay, our batter has been in the mixer for 8 minutes. Now, I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees, and I've got it set for the middle rack, which I usually do anyway. So I have used a baking spray, use your favorite kind, and sprayed my Bundt pan. So now we're going to pour this mix in there. I want to make sure that all that is mixed up in the bottom. Can you see this rich not golden, but can you see this rich batter? Look at there. All right, let's get that. Sorry about that. Look at here. You see how delicious that looks? So I'm going to bake this. It says to bake it for 50 to 60 minutes. Now, you all know by now, my oven bakes a little bit on the slow side. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in for the full 60 minutes because it's going to need it, if not a little bit more. I'm going to let this bake, and when I come back, I'm going to make a glaze to go over this cake. You're going to be surprised what it is. I have taken our cake out of the oven and I have let it cool. Isn't that beautiful? Now I'm going to transfer it to my cake plate. And we're going to make a beautiful glaze to go on it. Yeah, and it's tender. It feels real tender. You know, I'm used to pound cakes being a little more dense. I can't wait to try this one. Okay, so let's make our glaze. Now, this tells me to use 2 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar. So let's get that sifted. That's 1. And 2 cups. Yeah, it's a little bit lumpy, so I think we need to sift it. Okay, so it calls for this, a dash of salt. We're just going to do that. And 3 tablespoons of instant coffee. And I'm sorry, 1 teaspoon of instant coffee and 3 tablespoons of water. So in place of that, I'm using 3 tablespoons of my leftover breakfast coffee. And I'm going to put it in here. And we're going to hope that was enough. And oh, it is. Can you imagine how this is going to taste? I don't do it all the time, but sometimes if I'm making a chocolate cake or something chocolate, I'll put a little bit of coffee in it. And especially if I have instant espresso. I didn't have any today, so that's why I just used leftover coffee. I'm not going to add a flavoring in here, an extract, because I don't want to take away from that coffee flavor. Looky there. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Can you see that gorgeous cake? We're going to drizzle this right over the top. Can you see that? Oh my goodness. Oh, it smells so good, guys. This smells so good. You don't need a heavy glaze on this, I don't think. So I think this 2 cups and the 3 tablespoons is just the perfect amount. You see it running down the side. Looky there. I think you've got a good picture there. Where do we need some? I can tell you what Mr. Jones is going to do. He's going to come in, he's going to see this, and he's going to get his fork, and he's just going to dive into it. And then he's going to come around the edge here and scoop up that glaze. Looky there, how pretty. Let's try a piece. Let's try some. Just a small piece. Now, looky there. See the inside of that cake? It's soft, it's moist. Let's try this corner right here. Guys. All I need now is a cup of coffee to go with this. I hope you'll make this. And let me know if you do, as I certainly like hearing from you all. And remember, I use my Rada Knives, and I'll put the link in the bottom of this video in the description box. You can go to my Amazon store to see any of these things that I use. But listen, I certainly appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I post another video. See you next time. Bye, everybody.